A warm welcome to Lipinki for episode 1 with me, MrSealyp. And so it begins. I have arrived on my own at or in Lipinki. This is going to be the new Let's Play. It's going to be farming. It's going to be a kind of hybrid mishmash. A kind of not completely start from scratch. I've got a few bits of equipment. It's taken me a little while to set a few things up. But I want to do a kind of bit of Ravenport mixed in. So this is going to be MrSealyp's farm services. Well, forest and farm services. Because I am going to be doing jobs and contracts in game, not subscriber contracts. Not doing subscriber contracts on this Let's Play. It's small. There's not a huge amount of space for big machinery and stuff like that, so it's going to be a case of trying to be inventive, trying to use things maybe in different ways, maybe in ways they weren't intended for. I don't know. Now this is the main road up into the town, and then we head right out to the farm, which is the main farm you start off when I did the map tour, the first map tour. But I have made some changes, so we'll have a quick look on the map and I'll show you what I mean. The main farm is still the main farm. I've moved a few things around and I've put some bits and bobs in there. Not a huge amount of equipment, and I've deliberately left some bits of equipment out so that I'm going to have to earn money to buy them. It's not going to be a case of I've turned up, I've got £1,000,000, I'm just going to buy everything. That's not how this is going to work. But what I have done, I have bought the biogas plant outright before starting, simply because I disagree with the fact you've got to buy it. I think, you know, it's a sell point like anything else. Like it or not, that's the way I've gone with it. So that's already pre-bought. The woodland around it, what I will do if at any point I want to actually cut down any trees in that woodland, I will look at the price and I will pay an amount towards doing that. So it's not just I've got a free woodland. And we've got this section up the top here. Now that says manure shop. That was where the sheep were. So I've got rid of all of that. We've got a manure shop and we've got a slurry shop actually down at the biogas plant as well. So I've added those in so I can buy manure and slurry if I need to for doing fertilising. Couple of little adjustments I made, just, you know, because I wanted to be able to use various different things, and again, you know, I might as well set it up how I want to play it. That was the whole point of doing a Let's Play that I'm interested in doing. Now, can I turn... Yeah, I can, can't I? Of course I can. Right, that's the dairy. Over there is the machine shop, the store, and the main farm is over here. And you will see there will be some obvious changes. If you watched my first look, if this is the first time you're seeing this map, they won't be obvious. Graffiti. I don't know. They get everywhere, these jobs, don't they? So, this is the animal dealership just on the left hand side, which luckily for us is directly opposite our farm. Now what I have done, we start off with, in new farmer mode, these few fields here. We'll come back to this again. So we start with field 40, 33, 34, 35. So the ones directly around the farm we start with. Field 40 is a grass field. So what I've also done a bit of landscaping. I've put a track across the top of the field which takes us to the next road over, which means if we want to go from the farm to the store, we haven't got to drive all the way around or anything like that, or cut across the grass. We've actually got a track that will take us to the next road, follow the road along, we get to the store. So I thought, you know, a little bit of landscaping, change a couple of bits, make it how I want it to be. Now the other thing I've done, I've moved the farmyard around, and on this Let's Play I'm doing pigs. It's going to be a pig farm. I may expand the pig farm and do more and more pigs. I've done all the other types of animals on various different Let's Plays, and Marwell Manor with subscriber contracts is still ongoing with a few visits out to Oakfield. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do pigs. There's none in here at the moment, but I have got the pig pen put in. I've done a bit of landscaping around here. I've added in a few textures. I've added in a couple of trees here and there just to make it look a little bit different. Now, when you originally start this map, the pig farm you get is built in, and that's kind of over the other side. I sold that, got rid of it. What I've also done is the silo has been moved so I could fit the pig pens in, and I've put some concrete out in the middle here in front of the farmhouse. I've got some vehicles that we'll look at in the middle, and I've just done a little bit of, you know, bit of cracked concrete, drain in the middle, that kind of thing. Just a bit of light landscaping, bit of texturing. We've still got the bison, and then round this side, which is where the pig pen and the chicken coop was, I've landscaped that open, and I've put the silo here. So I'm still keeping the in-game silo, although I'm probably going to add to it, because I want a silo that I can put forage and stuff in. So at the moment, this is just your kind of main crop types silo, but this is the one that when you start the game normally, it's over there a little bit, just behind those buildings. So yeah, so that's the main farm. A little bit of tweaking, a little bit of changing around. What we'll do is have a quick look. I'll put that tree in there as well. That's, yeah, I put that in. So, what I've got to do is look at what we've got available already, because we have got some crops that are ready to go. Work out if anything needs, I mean, to be fair, these are probably all as they come. They probably could have done with, you know, fertiliser and that kind of stuff, which at the moment, I don't think I've even got a sprayer. I've got 62,960. That shouldn't. No, I should change that to euros, really, shouldn't I, rather than pounds, since we're in Poland. But for the time being, I'll leave it on that. And then, so we'll have a look at vehicles then. What do we have available now? Not a huge amount of stuff. I have got the bison and the header. I've got myself a subsoiler, and we've got a seeder. Now this is a modded one. This is the D9 4000 Super. It's a 4 metre Amazon seeder. Hasn't got a particularly big tank, but the fields are fairly small. Even if they come back and refill every now and again, that's not too bad. You probably already saw in one of those. Which one is it? These are kind of drive-through ones. No, it's not that one. It's this one. We've got a water tank. This is only 5,700 litre. It's not huge, but like I say, we're starting out. It's a small farm. That doesn't matter. We might go a little bit larger at some point, but for the time being, that's what we've got. We have got in here a Fortrit ZT323. Very nice indeed. And in here, oh, this is, I like this a lot. We've got a Fendt. Now this is the updated Fendt Favourite 500. I've got a 515C. It's got quite large horsepower, but this is the new one with dynamic gear shifting sounds. If we go into small tractors and scroll across, as part of the update for this tractor, these now have sound buttons above. The standard one is just standard sound, but then you can have this one here, which has got a gear shift sound, and that's the one we've got. It just sounds brilliant. I absolutely love it. So we've got those two tractors, and that's it. That's the only tractors we've got. What have we got in here? I can't remember where I put everything. I put it all away. Thought I'd be, you know, really smart. And so we've got the Fortrit HTS6004. This is a muck spreader, not very big. I think it's 10,000 litre, but it kind of fits the map. I like the idea for that. We've gone for the tar up trailer. These things take all sorts of stuff, and they tip. Again, not huge, but I can buy extra ones and link them. So I thought, you know what, nice addition. Why not have those? What am I missing? I went with the subsoiler rather than the plough, although I might regret that at some point. We can always buy a small plough. Is that all I bought? Now I'm panicking. Let's go to garage. Yes, yes. Oh, right. We've got the Fortrit E303 mower. That is over up where the sheep farm used to be, in a barn. However, I don't have the header for it. So I've got to save up to buy it, or I can go and buy one whenever I'm ready to. That really is it. That's all I got. I may regret that. Oh, we've still got the horse paddock over the other side. I didn't sell that. Oh, never mind. Not a problem. So, yeah, not as much stuff as I thought I had. Never mind. Right. Now, what I might do, I think I'm going to build up some crops in storage before I get the pigs. I could just go straight out and buy some pig food and get a couple of pigs in here to get us going. But what I might do, I think, is get some crops going first, get them into storage, and we're going to do it that way. So we're going to be using crops to feed the pigs rather than just buying pig food. That's probably the best way. Now, I will say this one thing though. I do have one of my subscribers. Oh, mine's gone blank. I think his name's Jeremy. And his son Ben, who's 6 years old, and they asked me if there are any contracts they could do because they're trying to make the game a bit more interesting for them. So I gave them a contract to supply me with a few things to feed pigs. So at some point I might get something. Again, it's a little bit narrative-y, but I'm doing it, you know, his son's 6 and he really wants to be involved in the whole thing. So I thought, you know what, give him a contract, give him something to do, and they can supply me with something. So I might get a message from them at some point saying they've got some corn or they've got some potatoes or something for me, I don't know. And if they do, I'll just go and collect them and bring them in. But like I say, it's my Let's Play, it's going to be a bit of fun. I'm looking forward to this one because I really do like this map. I was really torn between this and Meadow Grove. But because I've done Marwell Manor, I'm kind of splitting that between Oakfield. I wanted to do something different to another British map, so that's what we're doing. So let's have a look then. What do we actually have? What's interesting is that 34 and 33 seem to blend in. They are separate crops. Right, growth. Right, so the oat's ready to go. Soybean, so it's final growth stage. The grass is okay, but I suppose I could get myself one of those grass conditioners, couldn't I? Give that a bit of a going over maybe. I have got weeds off, but I have got lime on. I think that's what I went with. But soil composition, all of them is going to be pretty horrendous, I would imagine. Take that off. I need lime. Take that off. Okay, so they're not fertilised or anything. Oh dear. I haven't got anything for putting lime down. So I suppose, what did we have? I bought one on Mercury and didn't use it. Let's have a look into fertilising technology. It was this, wasn't it? The Fertimax. So 9,000, 24 metre spread. I think I might get that and use it. It's about the right sort of size. I don't want to go too big straight off the bat. It's trailed. Doesn't require... There's no specification for horsepower because it's just pulled. So let's get one of those. Standard or wide tyres? Let's just go standard, I think. And let's buy that. So at least we can do some fertilising if we need to. Which I think this field we might get away with, providing I don't do any damage. So what I can do now is grab the harvester and I can start harvesting that first field. Why not? Then we'll look at maybe grass conditioning, and you know, I'm going to work for all the different jobs. Because of the way I've got the setting now with dynamic camera off, I'm going to try and do a bit more in cab. How that's going to work out, I don't know, but we'll try. Just only thought this field. Oh, it does curve round. Ooh. So this is it here. I wonder how much we're going to get. Got a nice little pond just to the left. So might as well get straight on with it. Why not? Whatever I get off this will go into storage. It'll be towards pig food. Unless, of course, I get another feed source. And this might be worth selling. But again, we'll kind of work our way through these things as we go. I'm already happy. I think this is going to be a case of, you know, not everything at 90 miles an hour, not craziness. There's no real need to go massive as soon as possible. You know, I can maybe buy a second harvester, but another small one. I don't want to go too big. Same with the equipment. I'd rather take my time. Oh. Straw swaths. Now that's going to be the problem. One, I don't have a baler, and I don't have a barn for putting loose straw in, plus I don't have a loading wagon. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. But I will need bedding for the pigs, so I think what we might have to do is have a look and see what contracts are available, do a bit of work for some of the locals, build up some money, get a baler. We haven't got a bale trailer either. So that's what I mean. I didn't want to start with everything. I didn't want to kind of go straight in with, oh look, aren't we lucky we've got a ready-made farm. The whole point is, build it up. On my terms. This is actually a bigger field than I thought. It's only small equipment, small fields, but I'll probably miss an absolute load. Like I say, I'm terrible at doing oh, actually, I don't think I've missed any, have I? A little bit wobbly here and there, but on the whole, not too bad. Not too shabby at all. Went a bit adrift there. Not to worry. Right, what I'm going to do is kind of do a headland if I can, because I'm very close. I think that's one thing about this map, because it's been done in such a way that some of what you would consider to be a really big field are kind of split into smaller strips, which gives you the ability to buy up fields fairly cheaply and then kind of blend them together. But it does mean your field boundaries are incredibly tight. So it's the kind of thing workers are going to be an absolute nightmare, I would imagine. Cruise control on. That's why I like this new camera setting, because you really get that feel of the slope of the field. You can see the tilt on the horizon. I like that. How are we looking? Yeah, I mean, bearing in mind we've been around nearly the entire strip of the field, and we've only got 1,400 litres of oats. This field needs everything doing to it. Ready for whatever I put in here next. Let's have a look. How are we going? Oh, not doing a bad job actually. Better than I thought I would. I think what I'll do is go straight across and do it in separate sections. That might make life a little bit easier. Now, from what I've gathered from a few different people who've commented and sent me messages, it's not without its issues. Although that said, one of them that was messaged to me was actually about the pig farm that you get with it. Whoops. Which I've got rid of. So that shouldn't be an issue. I think it was to do with where the feed goes in, or I can't remember what the actual message said now. But like I say, I've kind of eradicated that problem by not using that pig enclosure. But I'll have to go. Ah, that's a point. Have we got a workshop here at the moment? Oh, I'm trying to think if I went to the first look. Don't know if we have. We might need to put a toolbox down. Because I need to be able to work on the vehicles here at the main farm, don't I? So I think it's going to be a slightly more sedate pace as well on this Let's Play, in so much as, you know, if I do an episode, and they might be slightly shorter episodes, I might be doing kind of 35, 40 minutes rather than 45, 50, 51, 52 kind of thing. Because what I think I might do is like pick a job and do like a job in an episode, rather than doing 4 or 5 different jobs and throwing myself all over the place. I think it might be a better idea to try and kind of, you know, finish a job. It might be that I do work on one field, so I might harvest it, fertilise it, and then cultivate it or plough it in an episode. But why do I keep pressing the wrong button? I really don't know. So now what I've got to do is consider my options for collection. Oh, I know what I could do. I could use the new the grain. What's it called? The milling machine. I'll get the milling machine, couldn't I? That'll work. Cheap loading wagon. Why did I not think of that before? Yeah, so you know, it'll be trying to think up ingenious solutions to problems and work my way around. Anyway, this is going to be full in a minute, so I'm going to need to unload, which means I'm going to need to go and grab the tractor, or one of the tractors, and the trailer. I can't remember the tar up trailer. Really. I knew it would come to me at some point. I think that rotor might be too high. That might be a little bit better. Minor adjustment as we go. Yeah, so what I'll do, I'll clear this field, then we'll look at contract options available, local jobs. Might do a job for someone, and you know, again, they're not going to make me massive money because the fields aren't huge. I mean, there's a couple of biggish fields on this map, but not ridiculously large. So I'm going to make some money, but again, not huge amounts, and that's the whole point. Do what I can with what I got. Right, so I've got the fault through it. Let's get that open. And close that because I don't need that for the time being. Right. Whoa, that's a funny angle. Just starting to wonder now whether or not the if this will go under the harvester. It should do. I did, just about. So while we're unloading, let's just check. Wrong menu again. I don't have any animals yet, do I? Of course not. Oh, contracts though. Got a few available here, haven't we? I'll give them the option to use a few different bits of equipment, won't it? Fertilising ones are always dodgy because you've got to pay for the fertiliser, which means I could end up losing more money on that. Tidy enough little tractor in it. Okay. Okay, field is done. We're going to head up. I've taken the harvester up onto our little kind of a placeable area really. I might put another silo on there. I don't really need any barn space at the moment that I know. Let's swing that around if we can without hitting this. Fantastic. I think we're done. Right, let's take this round here. Now, which side does this open? That side. Oh, maybe I've got the right side. Assuming, of course, this works. Oh dear, we'll soon see, won't we? Well, that should be in storage. Let's just double check. Got nothing apart from oats. 8,489 litres of oats. And what's the best price for those? Grain Elevator East. But we're not selling those just yet. We'll keep hold of them. Okay, next job before I will be, I'll just fix that front right. Oh, that was the other thing I put in. I've put a water trough in. So we've got water, obviously. I think what we need to do is fertilise. Hang on. Is fertilise this field here. Because we've got stuff growing in it. And I might need to put narrows on, so I'll probably grab the fence for that. I've got enough room to get around here. Or am I better off going in from the other way? Maybe in through the yard, I think. And coming out. That's probably the best bet. Yeah. Swing that round. The happiest of days. I think that'll do, won't it? Drop you off there. Magic. Magic. Right. Cool. Let's pop this away. I think I might have left the harvester running. Yeah. Right, I'm just thinking, whereabouts should I put, if I'm going to do work on my vehicles, it needs to be fairly easy accessible. Stop there, lower the header, and stop the engine. Cool. I'm sure let me put it somewhere like this so I can kind of drive through and do repairs. I'm pretty sure we haven't got a workshop here, have we? To be just my luck, I'll go and buy something and find I've got a workshop all along, but I don't think we have. It's not in one of these barns, is it? No, definitely not in one of these. Nope. Not tucked away in here. Okay, so what we'll do is under miscellaneous, let's go with the toolbox for 299. Can't go wrong with that. Where are we going to put it? Did I say? If it will let me, of course. Maybe. Oh. where we can see it. What do you reckon? Is that around the right way? Where's the disc? Oh, yeah, wrong way around. Lucky I stopped. That'd be alright like that. Yep. That'll do. So at least we know we can do repair work and stuff if we need to. Right. Fantastic. Right. Vent. You're going to love this. Now, I can't remember what... This doesn't have windows and doors, does it? I don't think so. Oh, hang on. What? Okay. Mind blown. Opening front window. Serious? Whoa! I'm just... That's it. That's me done. Mega excited. Got any others? Well, get ready for this then. Don't forget to hear it. Let's go outside. That's craziness. Love it. I love that. It's brilliant. Whoa, are you crazy? You don't step out in front of a moving tractor. Now this is where we start to hemorrhage even more cash. Because I need to put fertiliser in this. But the problem with that is it costs money. What do I go for before? So this is a problem. I've left Let's Plays where I've been making good money and I've reached a point where I'm making good money and it's kind of like, oh yeah, I'll go and buy a load of fertiliser. But when you're starting out, you suddenly think, oh, I don't know if I can afford fertiliser. Oh. Right. Pallets. I'm going to get a big bag, I think. Because they worked out better, didn't they? Oh, 3,200. Okay. Oh, now. This is going to do something horrible to me, isn't it? It's not going to let me load it up from the bag. Or maybe it will. Phew. I was going to say, I haven't got a bag lift or anything. That's fairly full. That was why I got the toolbox, wasn't it? Because I was going to put narrows in it. Let's whiz this back. Tell you what, the hitches on both of these trailers and these tractors are half high. There should be a crossing there, surely. I'm glad I put this track in. Let's go this way. See if we can change the wheels. That's probably going to cost us more money. I mean, I could find within a couple of episodes I'm going to regret only starting with 60 odd grand. I'll be thinking to myself, If only I'd started with about 200 or 300, I would have been fine. Right, so, assuming of course this one even does narrows. That could be a problem, couldn't it? Let's go to... Oh, there you go, straight away, narrows. Oh, okay, cool. Doesn't look as nice, but... I'm just worried about that crop, you know. Probably not needed. I love that front window opening, that is fantastic. Okay then. So we'll get this done. If I can get the whole field done. What's this got? A 24 metre spread, hasn't it? Assuming of course it lets me. It should do. And then I'll work out what I'm going to do about getting all that straw off there. Getting it off there is not so much of a problem, it's just where I'm going to put it. That's more of a problem. Right. Let's turn that on. And away we go. Nice. Hang on. Whoa. Oh, the trailer? No way. I honestly didn't think the trailer would do that. So now I'm going to wish I'd have bought one that went on a 3-point link. Because what I've got to do now is get back out of here without causing any damage. Oh, you know what? I'm just better off just bite the bullet and go this way, aren't I? Oh man. I never even thought of that. I thought they'd be fine. Just got standard tyres. Oh dear, oh dear. Right. Ooh, lummy misses. Right. So unload that. Take that back. I'm not going to get my money back. Right, I'll see you back up in a minute with plan B. Luckily for me, they had in store an Amazon ZAU. I've got the 1801, so it's 1,800 litres. So it's nice and high. Shouldn't be an issue. Actually, no, this is the... Hang on. Yeah, I've got the 18... Yeah, 18 1,800 litres. It's only got an 18 metre spread on it rather than a 24. But you know what? I don't mind. Like I say, it's a little bit more pricey, but it will do for what we need to start off with. You take your time, mate. It's not like I've got farming to do on you. This should work this time. Oh, I don't know. I've noticed when I'm editing my videos, laughing to myself a lot. I think it's a sign of insanity. You just have to accept mistakes, and you know, I've said it before, we'll make them, things go wrong, you do something you think should work and it doesn't, when all the evidence tells you it should work, and that's just the way it is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Now admittedly, we did get some of the field done. Some of it. Don't do any damage this time. So I come over a little bit because I'm only at 18 metres. We should be right. Well, how far did I get? About there, isn't it? Turn it on. Oops, don't come over far enough. It's better. just check the map because I'm sure I missed a bit. Field 33. Okay, well, ignore that, ignore that. Oh no. We've covered it alright. I think we've gone over into that field a little bit, haven't we? Yes. We actually haven't used anywhere near as much fertiliser as I thought we would. How bizarre. Not a bad thing. And that's where you have a problem when you hire a worker. Oh, really? I mean, alright, this field does need doing, but not yet. Check, make sure we're alright. We are good. We've got the tiniest of strips to do. Just down here. Let's turn it on. Now I suppose technically I could go over the first field I did, although it's got straw swaths in it, but I don't really want to put fertiliser all over the straw swaths, do I? Right, well, you know what, for a start, I'm happy with that. One field harvested, one field fertilised, a little bit of a hiccup, happen with that here and there, they're bound to happen. Should have 200 litres left in this, so what I'll do is fill up the fertiliser spreader behind me. Oh, it's saying 1,800 litres, isn't it? I was thinking it was 2,000. Oh, so there's still a little bit left in there. But we have come to the end of this episode. I've really enjoyed this. I think I'm going to like this a lot on here. I might as well just tuck this away for the time being, and then I'll work out what the next job's going to be. Probably trying to get that straw off the field. I don't have enough money to buy a forage bunker silo. Even one of Jim's ones, they're 59 grand, aren't they? Something like that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.